Hey fellow patriots, Bravo Echo here. Welcome to Hope for Survival. Thanks for stopping by to spend a few minutes of your valuable time. We appreciate it. First, I want to welcome the new Hope for Survival subscribers to the Hope for Survival YouTube platform. Thanks for joining the Hope for Survival mission. I want to discuss a couple of items in this video to share some updates and thoughts going into the summer. First, I want to thank all the Hope for Survival members for traveling down to Waynesville, North Carolina to attend Heritage Life Skills recently and supporting the sponsor and host of the event, Carolina Readiness Supply, Miss Jan and Mr. Bill, who are great people and put forth a big effort to bring like-minded individuals together for 3 full days of preparedness training and top-level guests. Speakers each evening. Hope for Survival is blessed and thankful for the friendship and support that Hope for Survival gets from these two outstanding patriots. Hope for Survival picked up roughly 150 to 180 new members through Heritage Life Skills this year. This will bring some additional training to the Hope for Survival Zoom platform later in the summer. Once I figure out where to get the extra hours from to do so, hopefully soon, I'll be setting up a new Zoom class to start these new folks on the same, basically the same schedule that the current Zoom group has gone through over the last 55 weeks, talking about different levels of preparedness: food, water, shelter, security, medicinal, animals, leadership, and the Constitution, amongst other areas. It was fantastic to see so many of the 2018 and 2019 Heritage Life Skill classes who either attended some of my classes in the past or they just stopped by to say hello. So many stories and new friends that come through attending Heritage Life Skills. It was great to see my firefighter brother from Cape Cod who traveled down to Heritage Life Skills this year as well as past years. So many past faces, but good memories and stories. I want to share a quick story with you about one of the Heritage Life Skill 2021 attendees. That's centered around preparedness and mindset. Back in 2019, on a Sunday afternoon, a gentleman walked into one of my classes and he took a seat on the front row to the far left, and he was rather quiet. And probably towards the end of the class, he raised his hand and he shared with the group how it was his first year attending and how he was just getting into preparedness and the things he had learned at Heritage. He was so overwhelmed and didn't know where to start that he was a bit stressed, and he explained how Sunday morning he had decided that he would wake up and go to Sunday Mass and then get in his vehicle and drive back to Florida. However, something in his gut told him he needed to come back over to the Heritage Life Skills, and just by chance he ended up in my class. So after hearing his story and seeing that he was stressed, and I was trying to comfort and tell him it was kind of that way for everyone when they first started, but to not give up. He had to put one foot forward in front of the other and crawl, walk, run to start focusing on getting his preparedness plans in place. So when I walked over to him, I was carrying a book with me, and I told him if he would read it, I would give it to him. And the book is The Patriots by James Wesley Ross. And I would encourage you, if you have people around you whose ears are at least open, I would encourage you to pick up a copy of the book or the Audible version of The Patriot by James Wesley Ross and give it to him to read. So why I'm telling you this story, this past weekend while in Waynesville, North Carolina, at Heritage Life Skills, a gentleman came around the corner during one of the breaks and he put his hand out and shook my hand. He said, "You probably don't remember me. Remember the Patriots?" And I smiled and said, "I absolutely do remember it," and the fact of his story. And he shared with me how he read the book and had almost the complete book read by the time he got to Florida, and how he and his family have been preparing every day since the 2019 classes, and how the book had opened his eyes, and he thanked me for sharing it with him and the encouragement. It was great to see him back at Heritage this year and continuing to get more preparedness classes and information. He said he had shared the book numerous times with other people who are now aboard building preparedness plans down in the Melbourne, Florida area. So it was great to hear the story and see him. I was very pleased to see the Hope for Survival family down in Waynesville, and we had roughly 50 to 55 members travel from many states to support Heritage Life Skills 2021, and I thank you. I hope you all return home safe, and I also hope you learned a lot during your drive home, and you processed a lot of the information learned. Heritage Life Skills offer numerous classes and many skills to help you in your preparedness planning. That's one of the nice things about the event. It's not just focused in one area, it covers the whole spectrum. I want to talk to you briefly on the upcoming summer and some thoughts that I have. We all know we currently are going through a fuel shortage, so we're told. If you haven't noticed, food prices are soaring, and in some locations, stores are not completely stocked. Box stores such as Sam's and Costco are now limiting quantities purchased at certain locations and certain products. Lumber prices continue climbing, which is driving up the cost of home repairs and building new homes. The demand for the product has not gone up, but the prices are. I was listening to the Liberty man, John Moore, out of Missouri recently. He was sharing some thoughts on the Doug Hagman report, and he was sharing how he had been told that the suppliers are holding back building material resources to push the demand on available resource prices up. So that's two items now, both fuel and lumber. I'm hearing there's plenty of the resources. It's just that the demand is there. However, there's control mechanisms controlling how much output of the resources is being made available to us Americans. We're still in the COVID-19 era, and many citizens lost jobs and live on limited income still. It's probably worse now, even with the monthly government checks. Many of these individuals are opting to not go back to work and living off of the free income being provided. But ask yourself why the federal government isn't stepping up and voicing demands on the suppliers to control costs and make things affordable while so many citizens are struggling. You hear crickets, nothing. So I ask myself, who is telling the suppliers to hold back on resources being shipped out to the local communities? Several fuel truck drivers also told me there was not a gas shortage. It was simply consumers reacting in paranoia when the media let the word out on the colonial issue and coming fuel shortages. So we all need to be stepping up our preparedness efforts because these issues are not going away soon. Less food is being grown due to droughts, available workers to work the fields, and cost versus return on goods is no longer affordable to farmers. Not to mention the shortage of resources to produce cans and lids to place your products in. If you haven't noticed, crime around America is escalating with little to no media coverage. Deadly crimes are skyrocketing in the cities. If you're near a city or will be traveling to a city, I would encourage you to read my new book, The Mindset. It will offer you a new way of thinking if you don't already do so, and offered suggestions on how to keep yourself safe. I don't know if you have noticed or caught a phrase being spoken out of Washington, D.C. lately when a few folks have commented we are headed for a long, hot summer ahead. I don't like to assume anything, and I like facts. However, sometimes we have to take note and read between the lines, and as fellow patriot Jonathan Hollerman says, plan for the worst, hope for the best, and let God figure out the rest. We're in that era right now. We got a tip in April we would face potential fuel shortages in June. It hit early in the southeastern U.S. Do we face more shortages in a larger area of America? Possibly. Remember, when fuel's not available and the 18-wheelers can't roll to resupply our stores, stations, and pharmacies, that is our 72-hour notice of problems ahead. Always remember we are 72 hours away from the start of starvation when the trucks stop supplying our communities. Get prepared. Another point I want to make here, I always tell folks 1 is none, 2 is 1, and 3 is better. And that is the philosophy I try to live by and teach to others. Canning resources is a great example. Last canning season, folks encountered a canning lid shortage. This year, the canning lid shortage is no better. It's probably worse. Imagine we are in a situation where we must rely on our gardens and farm meat to survive, yet we do not have canning resources like now. Imagine how this would impact your winter months where you don't have the canned resources to pull and use for sustainability during non-growing months. How are you going to keep your food? My point is, just like the other preparedness needs, canning resources should be a high priority on your list if canning is or will be a part of your food plans and survivability. Folks should have already considered putting jars, rings, and lids back a few years ago for emergencies and back up to your primary needs. This ensures you will have the resources available as needed. Stock up on things you must have ahead of time. And do not use them until times like this. But always be looking for resupplies of needed products. If you do not have a backup stock, what is your plan so you do not lose your fresh vegetables and meat? Dehydrate them, freeze dry, vacuum seal. Have you thought about it? Now's the time to be planning and practicing your plan, as well as putting back a supply of food for future needs if you can. I know it's hard to escape the here and now and all the negative news around us, but we have to escape today and plan for tomorrow. Remember, self-reliance is our goal in all we do. This means that we must think short-term and long-term in all of our preparedness areas. Another important area we all must accomplish is documenting our plans. This is the biggest shortfall I find when I'm out conducting vulnerability assessments in the field. Folks will be doing great things with great plans, except nothing is on paper. It may be in your head. However, if you are removed from the picture today, who around you knows everything you have in your head? Who knows how to run the backup pump on the well if you lose power? Who knows how to switch to solar, monitor the system, and conduct any maintenance needed on the system or batteries? Who knows how to get in the safe? Who knows where you may have cash placed around your home? Who knows how to simply keep your family moving forward in your absence? Have you thought about it? Have you documented how to take care of your animals? What signs to watch for if one of your animals becomes sick? Shall I continue? The list goes on and on. We all must document our plans and keep them safe and evergreen, which means keep them current. The effort we put forth now could be the difference in how our 5-mile community survives and impacts you and your home. It's pretty simple, really. It is either invest the time and effort now or potentially pay the price later. If and when things go south, and I believe they are, and I believe they will, it will be way too late to start trying to build a preparedness package with the needed plans and resources required to sustain yourself and your family short and long term. If we're already seeing shortages now and prices escalating, imagine what they're going to be as the problem grows worse. Only you know the decision you will make. I wish you the best in your preparedness planning and training. Thanks for your support to Hope for Survival and helping keep the preparedness mission moving forward in your family and community. If you have not subscribed to the Hope for Survival YouTube page, please do so. We would appreciate it. It is free. You can also check out more of the Hope for Survival work at our website at https://hopeforsurvival.com, or email me at preparedness101@protonmail.com. Till next time, stay safe, stay ready, be blessed, and stay out of the box and left of bang. Bravo Echo out. Be blessed.